NBA free agency is underway, and with our focus here on Knicks Now by Chat Sports on Isaiah Hartenstein, we have to inform you that he is expected to have a meeting with the Oklahoma City Thunder, as it seems like they are the top destination to pull him away from the New York Knicks. You're watching Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel, because if Hartenstein leaves or he comes back, we're going to be breaking it down. We're also live on the channel right now. Come join us as we keep you up to date with everything surrounding the New York Knicks. Sham Charania of The Athletic reporting that with cap space teams, Orlando focused on wing free agents. They just signed KCP to a 3-year, $66 million deal that could potentially take them out of the Hartenstein sweepstakes. And the Utah Jazz focused on a current roster decision, and the New York Knicks focusing to unhard cap themselves as they try to manipulate the trade package with Mikal Bridges coming to the Knicks, so they're not hard capped at that first apron. Sources say the OKC Thunder are in Eugene, Oregon, set to meet with Isaiah Hartenstein. As we know, the Knicks can only offer Hartenstein a 4-year, $72 million contract because they own his early bird rights, which means he spent 2 years with the team. They can only offer an extension X amount percentage greater than his prior deal because the Knicks are over the salary cap. This is what the contract would look like that the Knicks could offer. It would be a 4-year, $72.4 million deal. And I'm just not sure that's going to be enough. Maybe OKC comes in with 2 for $50. We just saw Nick Claxton put pen to paper on a 4-year, $100 million deal. Rashawn Holmes signs for $13 million. And if Holmes is getting $13 a year, I think that Hartenstein knows that he is worth much more than $16 million per year. And I just don't see Hartenstein returning. As bad as I want him to, as much as this team needs him, the work that he put in over the season may have priced himself out of the New York Knicks pockets. Started this year as a reserve, coming off the bench as Mitchell Robinson was that starting big man. But then when Robinson got down, hurt, Hartenstein stepped in and he took his game to another level, averaging 9 points per game, almost 10 rebounds, nearly 3.5 offensive rebounds per game, and north of 3 assists, while giving you 1.2 blocks per game and 1.3 steals per game. His ability to space the floor as an offensive player due to his playmaking, his ability to hit that push shot from in the dotted line, it just opened up that New York Knicks offense. And while Mitchell Robinson is a solid player and he's someone the Knicks are going to look at to replace Hartenstein if he does leave, I'm just not sure the potential of this team is nearly as high as if Hartenstein is your starting center compared to Mitchell Robinson. I don't think you lose much on defense. I actually think you can make the argument the Knicks are better on defense with Hartenstein. You don't have the offensive rebounding superpowers that you have compared to Robinson with Hartenstein, but your offense is much better. Your defense is just as good, if not better. Your playmaking, your spacing is better, and you're more dependent on a player that's actually more available, right? Like, Mitchell Robinson misses time. Seems like almost every year. Hartenstein has pretty much been a warrior with the New York Knicks. So if you're unable to re-sign him, some players you could look at in NBA free agency. We thought it could be Andre Drummond. He just signed a 2-year deal with the Philadelphia 76ers. So he is a name that is no longer on this list. I would be looking at someone like Goga Bitadze of the Orlando Magic. A bruiser, he can control the glass, protects the rim at an average level, but just going to be strength and size added to your lineup with him there. Jalen Smith is a player that I'm extremely interested in. He could stretch the floor on offense, shoots about 34% from 3 over the last 3 years on decent volume. He'd give you a center that can score the basketball. And also reports just coming out from Tim Bontemps of ESPN that the Knicks view the Thunder as most likely destination for Hartenstein. The Thunder are your number one competition right now. They've got a lot of cap space, and I think a deal that is in the ballpark for the Thunder is close to 2 years and $50 million. Highest the Knicks could go over 2 years is like $33 million. Comes down to what does Hartenstein want? Does he want to make the most money possible? Absolutely nothing wrong with that. he could probably find a team out there that can offer him more than the New York Knicks. Does he want to be the starting center on a team that can compete for a title year in and year out? That's a different conversation. It's going to come down to what does he value. Just hopefully thinking it's with the New York Knicks. What do you think? Will Isaiah Hartenstein re-sign with the New York Knicks? I hope so. Because I think if your starting lineup is Hartenstein, Randall, OG, Bridges, and Brunson, with DiVincenzo, Hart, and Deuce McBride coming off the bench, you have the best top 8 in the league. What do you think? Type Y for yes, type N for no. And if you want him to come back, hit that thumbs up icon, speak it into existence, smash it, and let's make it a little bit more likely. To kind of recap free agency, as it's been slow to start, as we're an hour and a half into it being kicked off, it's been a lot of players returning to teams that they played for last season. Luke Cornett returns to the Boston Celtics on a 1-year deal. Kevin Love re-signs with the Miami Heat on a 2-year deal. The Celtics bring back a player, Neemias Queta. Who cares? Back to the Boston Celtics. And Andre Drummond, a person that I thought and a lot of other people thought were going to be targets. A target for the Knicks if they lost out on Hartenstein. He is off the market. He is going to play with Philadelphia, and it still sounds like they have their sights set on Paul George coming to join Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid. Also, Kevin Porter Jr. signing a 2-year deal to sign with the Los Angeles Clippers. Has had some off-the-court trouble. Sounds like he is going to move on from that and go play for L.A. KCP signing that major deal to go play with the Orlando Magic. 3-year, $66 million deal. The cracks in the foundation of the Denver Nuggets are starting to become apparent. They lost Bruce Brown last year. They lose KCP this year. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. We just crossed over 50,000 subscribers. I'm going to keep on keeping on free, informative, entertaining updates every single day. So subscribe, turn the notifications on. And at this point, we are in a wait and see pattern. We are going to try to see if Hartenstein is going to resign. He's having that meeting with OKC. At this point, it just comes down to, is the money that they are offering so much greater than the New York Knicks to where Hartenstein doesn't really have an opportunity or really a want to take less or a need to take less? I know there's a lot of people that have talked about, well, Marshall, can't he sign a 1-year deal with a player option? No, if you're going to use your early bird rights to re-sign a player, it has to be a 2-year deal that is fully guaranteed. So we could sign a 2-year deal with a player option or just a straight-up 2-year deal, and then they could re-sign him to a longer-term deal. I'm sure Leon Rose and everybody in the front office are doing absolutely everything they can to manipulate the cap and find ways to get it done. I'm just not so sure it will be. We also have our eyes on Mitchell Robinson because trading him could make it a little bit easier to re-sign Isaiah Hartenstein if you are going to exceed being a hard cap first apron team by changing up the trade package for Mikal Bridges. So let's wait and see, and maybe he does re-sign with the Knicks. My final question to you in today's video is this. What's a player you want the Knicks to sign in free agency? Some deals are starting to come out. Players are starting to change teams. Who do you want to see join the New York Knicks this season? Make sure you are following me on social media. I'm on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_. I'm also on Instagram at @MarshallGreen_. You can stay up to date on everything New York Knicks over there. So hit me up and let's go Knicks.